Okay, Tuesday, November 1st. This is a pre-opening SPY report. There's about an hour and a half to go before the open. This is the start of a new month, and at the moment, the pre-market activity is gapping up a little bit. We had the small red inside bar yesterday, so we look like we're breaking out to the upside, and as of now, expectations are to continue higher, which we'll go over in a minute. But you can see here the pre-market did gap up here so far, and we're moving higher. And we're just going to watch and see where this pre-market ends, and then look for our typical opening price action. What I marked off here, this green line, is actually the open of the week. So at this point, as long as this weekly bar, which started yesterday, stays above the green line, that's the open of yesterday, I'm going to be biased to the upside. And at this point, the only failure we're going to get is if we come, let's say we open up somewhere up here and fail. That would have to come all the way down to kind of the midpoint of yesterday, which kind of lines up with the open of the week. So even if we come down a little bit and probe, let's say it's this type of a pre-market, and we probe into this area, as long as we hold above the green line, I'm still expecting a red to green move to head higher. So we'll keep that in mind, depending on what kind of opening price action we get. In the bigger picture, quite frankly, I have every expectation that things are going to be heading higher. If we go up, if we gap up a little bit today and can follow through, we might get the 2-up month. If I get the 2-up month, today's the first day of the month, I'm going to mark what the open of today is and keep that as a reference point going forward. But the 2-up month does project up here, to the 4100 area for the entire month. I see this green bar at the moment being the type of thing that could definitely be the reversal bar in this big trend coming down. You look for the green bar and the follow through to the upside. This was more of an inside bar, so not so much a green reversal bar. That's why when we went up and failed, we came lower. But this one actually probed lower in October and closed strongly green. So any follow through to me on the monthly chart would be the start of a whole new trend that in time could be just heading up, especially towards these highs here. That's 2 months ago, and to broaden out, and then at that point you have a big uptrend going. So in the bigger picture, so this is, you got to just go with price action, and right now I see every sign to continue higher. Also, when I kind of zoom out my 15-minute chart, a couple of things hit me. Number one, we had this broadening action from way back that I've always marked, and if you really judge where that line goes, it projects all the way up here. And then if you look at this short-term channel so far on the upward move, if we gap up, we also kind of see it intersects up there, kind of near, I guess it's 4,000. So why wouldn't you have, I'm going to have every expectation until we get some kind of failure that we head up there. And in the bigger picture, this kind of, let me go to the daily chart and zoom it out. What that line represents is kind of that downward channel that I was able to draw. If we're going to have a big rally from here and head up, it does kind of project up there in a couple of different ways of measuring it. So on the daily chart, I see no reason why we shouldn't be continuing higher. And we're going to watch opening price action today. There's a lot of stocks. I made a list of a whole bunch of stocks that actually have good monthly reversal patterns that could be following through. So, look for any monthly chart that has kind of a nice green bar reversal and expect follow through higher as you go through your charts. And we'll just see what happens today. But again, ideally, we'd love a little bit, if we're going to gap up big, any kind of just a pause to start the day, and then a startup would be a really nice trade. But if we get a lot of momentum out of the gates, you're going to have to go with it, even though it's a little bit of a gap up that sometimes, pulls back before it continues higher. So either way, though, big picture, we're going to continue to monitor. At this point, for failures is the only way to even consider, a possible pause in this trend. And that's going to take today, let's step one failure would have to be something that starts up and then, comes back through the halfway point of the prior day. And then we'd have to see, a 2-up week, that if that weekly bar eventually turns red for some reason, it would have to come down to its halfway point. So there's a lot of things that have to take place to really get negative, and we're nowhere near that yet. So, even though you might be gapping up and You don't know how much momentum you're going to get out of the gates. If the big 15-minute bar starts up strong, you're just going to have to go with that one today. And again, because we are projecting up to, I guess, 4,000 unless things change. So let's see, how things open, and let's see if we get a nice directional move today to the upside.